Your brother, your friend, your dietitian, back again for another installment. Inspirit Nutrition. 3 reasons why everyone should travel. Let's get it popping. I really promote travel for everyone and anyone that is able to, both domestic and international. So that means in your own country, and if you're able to actually get outside of the country that you're currently in and go international. There are 3 main reasons why I recommend that. The first being is that it allows you to expand your comfort zone. Statistics show that a lot of people never leave their hometown. They may go a 50-mile radius around their hometown, but they never actually leave their hometown and go see the world. People like to say, get out of your comfort zone. No, I don't recommend getting out of your comfort zone. I recommend expanding your comfort zone. So that means becoming comfortable in situations that you're not usually comfortable in. For example, culturally, people may greet each other in a certain manner in your country or in your city or in your region. But when you travel, you learn that people greet each other in different manners. They use different mannerisms, different words, and it could be in a different language depending on where you travel. I remember when I was in India, before I go into India, I know that a lot of men in America, when we see each other, it may be a silent nod. You may, put your head, just nod your head down like that, or you may put your head up like that, depending on who it is. And with Moorish men, African American men, with the younger guys, you may just nod your head up like that, and it's just it's a signal that we recognize each other, and it just means what's up or hello or peace or whatever, Islam, hotep, bas, saludos, whatever you want to call it. And then with the older males, sometimes you just put your head, kind of nod your head down, and that's also recognition of that person. But I remember when I was in India, I actually saw people nodding their head to the side like that, and so I thought I was crazy. I thought something wild was going on. I was like, why is he nodding his head to the left like that or to the right? But it was because that was their culture, their greeting style. It was different. The way men and women interact in the country, the way children act, the way the food is served, everything will be different, and it'll allow you to expand your comfort zone, to be okay with the fact that you don't have control over the culture. You don't know what's going to happen next. That's how to expand the comfort zone. There's a story I want to tell just really quickly. I was in Guatemala for the second time that I went. I went hiking, and we were going up a trail. We got to a point where the trail guide told us that there's a part of the trail where you could see a good view, a generally nice view, but there's a part of the trail where you have to scale the mountain. It's very steep. You have to just climb up straight with your bare hands, and it was probably like a 20-foot wall you had to climb. And if you got to the top of it, it would be amazing. It would be beautiful. Or you could just accept the regular view that you just have to hike up to. It was a good view, but it was an amazing view if you took it even further. So I had to face my fears and expand my comfort zone, and I scaled that wall with my bare hands, and I had never done anything like that before. So I expanded my comfort zone. Instead of saying, I'm getting out of my comfort zone, I'm going to be nervous. When you expand your comfort zone, you're more comfortable in places and situations, whereas previously you wouldn't have been comfortable in those places or situations or circumstances. And then another benefit of traveling is you see that there are an infinite number of possible realities. What does that mean? In our lives in America, in Detroit, in Los Angeles, in New York, in Brooklyn, in Utah, wherever you find yourself, Or you could be in the UK or in Mexico or in Brazil. Wherever you find yourself, a lot of times we find ourselves in these routines and we see everyone following the same path. People are going to med school or getting their master's degree, or they're, dropping out of school and selling drugs, or working the 9 to 5, or whatever it is. It's a routine, set, kind of robotic lifestyle. Whereas when you travel, you realize that there are an infinite number of possible realities. I just happen to choose this one to live by. I could be living a totally different life. I could be an artist. I could be, living in abundance, working 4 hours a week, but still living in abundance. I could be an internet entrepreneur. I could be a salsa dancer or a wrestler or martial artist. I could be a cruise. I could work on a cruise ship. I could teach English, teach Spanish. There's so many different opportunities and possibilities that you see when you travel, because you see other people living in different ways, and you realize, wait a minute, I can live a different reality. I don't have to just sit and follow the norms that society has dictated for me. There's people who just surf all day and they post videos about it and they make money off of it, or they sell surfboards or surf clothes, or there's people who have salsa studios, or there's people who have language schools, or there's people who, there's so many different things, there's so many different possibilities that you could tap into, and there's an infinite number of them, and you learn that via travel or via traveling. So that's why I think more people should travel. And when you travel, go off the beaten path. Don't just go to the standard tourist path, because you may see basically a westernized version of the country. For example, say you go to Spain in Valencia, or you say you go to Granada, or you say you go to whatever the country is that you go to, or the city that you go to. You may stay in a Hyatt or a Hilton hotel, and you're just getting the same American experience that you would get if you stayed in a Hyatt at any other country. You want to get actually in the trenches with the people, hear the language spoken, see the culture, and you'll see the different possibilities. I mean, just something as simple as the different menus that are available in the different countries for different chains. Like McDonald's has different menus in Japan and India and America, and KFC has different menus, and just simple things like that. The animals and the birds that you see, and the culture. It's an infinite number of possible realities. It expands your horizon of what's possible. The last reason that you should travel, all people should travel more, especially young Moors, young black males, you can call it. But in general, I'm advocating for everyone to travel more, is to become more human. What do I mean by that? When you travel, you realize that rich, poor, Hispanic, what do you want to call it? You could say indigenous, Taino, Maya, Boricua, African, Irish, Tunisian, Egyptian, whatever you want to say, Ugandan, all people are humans, and we all have human needs. We want to create a life for our children that was better than ours, provide opportunities for our children. We want to protect them from harm and give them the best. And you notice that similar stream across all nations, all people. And you become more human by realizing that this person may want to get this child to go to med school, and then this person in this country may want to get the child to make the child become a farmer or just become a security guard. But ultimately, what they want is a better life. What they want is stability. What they want is happiness for their children and for their community and for their for their world, their world that they exist in. And it really makes you more human. And you realize that there's wicked people of all nations and races, and there's beautiful people of all nations and races. You realize that there's people who are out to get you. They're crooks of all nations and races. And then you realize that there's people who aren't trying to get you, and they aren't crooks of all nations and races. And so that's why I really recommend to travel. You expand your comfort zone. You realize there are an infinite number of possible realities. You could be doing anything with your life, with your 85 to 130 years here on the planet. You could be spending it in any type of way, but you choose the way you're living now because it's what you've been taught or what you decided to do. And then lastly, to become more human. You can really connect with humans, the human saga, the human struggle, the existential, experience. You really get to see that on all levels when you go out and travel, whether it's in a Western, more modernized country, poor country, educated, not educated, whatever. You see the human experience unfold and you become more human by connecting to all those experiences. Your brother, your friend, your dietitian, back again for another installment. Inspirit Nutrition. Peace and blessings as always.